Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to manage folders and files using Windows Explorer. I have my computer up here in this window, and to open yours you can hit the start and then go to computer, which will bring up the same window. Alright, when you get there, we're going to go into our root drive, or C, in most computers, and we're going to start creating folders and files. To create a folder, you just right click, go to new, and then folder. You can name it whatever you want, like test, and click out of it and you have a test folder. You can also go hit the Alt button, go to file, new, and folder, and it'll add another one, and we'll call it test 2. That's about it for creating a folder, and now we need some files to go in that folder. There's a few ways you can do that. Probably the easiest way is to go in a folder or wherever you want the file, right click, go to new, and then whatever kind of file you want. In this case we're going to do a text document. I'm going to call it, this is a text document. Click out of it and it just made a text file. If we double click it, it should open it up in Notepad and show us what we did. Okay, so we just created a text file in a folder that we created in our C drive. Okay, now we might want to be able to rename a file or a folder. And to do that, you can either right click on something, go to rename, then rename it test document, or whatever you want, and it will change the name of it. You can do the same. I'm going to go back. You can do the same with a folder by right clicking, going to rename, and I'll name it test folder. And there you go. So now we've renamed and we've created a text document and a folder. Alright, now we need to know how to move folders. There's plenty of ways to move folders, and probably the easiest way would be to, I'm going to open this in a new window, is to drag and drop into new windows. If I wanted to put, I'm going to go to test 2, and I want to put this text document into test 2 instead of being in test folder. The easiest way to do that is to drag it over and drop it into that folder, and it'll move it over. See that it's in test 2 now and not in test folder. If we back up, we still see the folders are the same and everything. Okay, another way you can move something is to go to where the file is, click on it, hit Control X, which cuts it and puts it on your clipboard, go to where you want it and paste it, Control V, and it took it away from here and put it here. Cut it out of here and pasted it here. If you feel more like clicking, you can go to you can click on it, right click, go to cut, go to where you want it, and click paste. But you might say, hey, I want this document in both places, in which case you would go to the file, you can right click and go to copy, and then paste. So now it's in both locations. And of course there's a shortcut for that, where you can Control V, paste it, and it's going to tell me do I want to copy and replace or do both or whatever. So I'm going to get rid of these real quick. We'll talk about deleting in a second. Okay. Well, I probably shouldn't have done that. Undo. Okay, so we have it here, and then you highlight it, Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and now it's in both locations again. And like I did earlier, you might want to say I don't want it in both locations, I want to just have it in the one. In which case you'll delete it. You click on it, right click, and you can go to delete. Are you sure you want to move it to the recycle bin? You hit yes, and it is now moved to the recycle bin. If you want to undo that, you can just go up to edit and then undo delete like I did earlier. Also, you can highlight it and click the delete button on your keyboard, and it will ask you if you want to delete it. You say yes, and it is gone. You can also do this with folders, all this stuff we just talked about. You can take a folder, select it, copy it, paste it. I named it test2-copy because it's a copy of test2, and if there were two folders named test2, it would cause confusion, like saying that a lot would. So you can copy folders and you can delete folders. If I don't want this anymore, I can right click and go to delete. Are you sure you want to move it? Yes. Now when you delete stuff, it's not really gone, it's moved to your recycle bin in case you didn't want to delete it. And if you didn't, you can just go in and restore it. But if you did want to delete it, you can right click and go to empty recycle bin, and it will permanently delete 17 items. There's a way to undelete even after the recycle bin, but that's a whole nother topic. Okay, so now we know how to create documents, which you can also create other types of documents besides text files, depending on what programs you have installed. Like I can make a new Word document or a WinRAR archive, stuff like that. So you can make files that way. We know you can make a folder by going to New Folder, or hit Alt and go to File and then New and Folder, which both works. We know how to copy it and paste it. We know how to cut it and paste it. And give me that message because I'm trying to paste a file that's already there. And we know how to delete files. So I'm going to cap this up by deleting all the files and folders we used because it's taking up precious space on my computer. So now you know how to create files, rename files, which I showed you. You know how to delete files, how to move files, how to copy, paste, and cut files, and how to do all that cool stuff. So now you know how to move things, delete things, and all that stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned a little something from it.